आज जो टॉपिक मैं आपको पढ़ाने जा रही हूँ वो UGC नेट हिस्ट्री के मल्टीपल चॉइस क्वेश्चन है। आज हम 25 मल्टीपल चॉइस क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करेंगे। तो चलिए शुरू करते हैं। तो पहला क्वेश्चन है, विच वन ऑफ द फॉलोइंग इज करेक्टली मैच्ड? द पल्लवास monolithic rats, the Cholas Gandhara art, the Guptas Persian art, the Kushans structural temples। और जो इसका करेक्ट आंसर है वो है द पल्लवास मोनोलिथिक रथ। नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन पे चलते हैं। हु अमंग द फॉलोइंग इज इंडियाज ओल्डेस्ट डायनेस्टी? तो जो ऑप्शंस दिए हैं वो हैं मौर्य, गुप्ता, वरदान, कुशान। तो जो इसका सही आंसर है वो है मौर्य। और एक्सप्लेनेशन क्या है इसका? एक्सप्लेनेशन है द ओल्डेस्ट इंडियन डायनेस्टी इज मौर्यन डायनेस्टी इस्टेब्लिश अराउंड 320 BC बाय चंद्रगुप्त मौर्य अलॉन्ग विद चाणक्य। नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज द फेमस किंग ऑफ द कुशान डायनेस्टी वॉज कुविश्का, कनिष्क वन, पुष्य, कामरूपा। और इसका करेक्ट आंसर है कनिष्क वन। एक्सप्लेनेशन है कनिष्क वन और कनिष्क द ग्रेट एन एम्परर ऑफ द कुशान डायनेस्टी इन 2nd century is famous for his military, political and spiritual achievement. A descendant of Kujala Khadfasis, founder of the Kushan Empire, Kanishk came to rule an empire in Bactria, extending to Patliputra on the Gangetic plain. Next question is, the ancient port Poompuhar was situated on the bank of, the correct answer is Kaveri. Explanation is, Poompuhar is an ancient town found in the Nagapattinam district of Tamil Nadu and located at the Kaveri River end in Bay of Bengal coast. Poompuhar, the ancient Tamil town originally called Kaveri Patnam or Kaveri Pumpatnam, is a capital and port city of early Chola kings. Most of the ancient city is currently under sea and the evidence collected are dated back to the 4th century BCE. Poompuhar is best known for Kovalan and Kannagi story in Tamil epic of Silapatigaram. Next question is, Tenaliram, famous for his wit and wisdom, was a companion of which South Indian ruler? The correct answer is Krishna Dev Rai. Explanation is, Tenali Rama, also known as Pandit Ramakrishna, was a poet, scholar, thinker and a special advisor in the court of Shri Krishna Dev Rai. He was a Telugu poet who hailed from what is now the Andhra Pradesh region, generally known for his wit and humor. He was one of the Ashtadigha or the 8 poets at the court of Krishna Dev Rai, the Vijayanagar emperor. When he was a child, his father led to death. गाइस यहाँ पे मैं ऐड करना भूल गई हूँ, कृष्ण देव राय है ये। ओके, देव राय ऐड करना मैं भूल गई हूँ। ठीक है। नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज, आइडेंटिफाई द मोटिव्स यूज्ड दिल्ली सुल्तान्स इन देयर कंस्ट्रक्शंस which were borrowed from Hindus. Bell, lotus, floral design, swastik. And the correct answer is D. That is bell, lotus and swastik. Next question is, which one of the following is wrongly matched? Qutub Minar, Aibak and Iltutmish, Adhai Din Ka Jhopda, Kutubuddin Aibak, Alai Darwaza, Alauddin Khilji, Red Palace, Balban. And the correct answer is Red Palace, Balban. Explanation is, Qutbuddin Aibak, founder of the Delhi Sultanate, started construction of the Qutub Minar first story around 1192. In 1220, Aibak's successor and son-in-law Shamsuddin Iltutmish completed a further three-story Adhai Din Ka Chopra, that is in Ajmer, Rajasthan. The original building was partially destroyed and converted into a mosque by Qutbuddin Aibak of Delhi in the late 12th century. Alai Darwaza is the southern gateway of the Quwat ul Islam Mosque in Qutub Complex, Mehrauli, Delhi, India. Built by Sultan Alauddin Khilji in 1311 and made of red sandstone, it is a square domed gatehouse with arched entrances and houses of a single chamber. This is red sandstone. Red. Okay. Red Palace, constructed in 1639 by the fifth Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan as the palace of his fortified capital, Shah Jahanabad. The Red Fort is named for its massive enclosing walls of red sandstone and is adjacent to the old Salimgarh Fort built by Islam Shah Suri in 1546 AD. Next question is the first battle of Panipat took place in 1526 AD, 1556 AD, 1761 AD, 1762 AD, and the correct answer is 1526 AD. Explanation is the first Battle of Panipat on 21st April 1526 was fought between the invading forces of Babur and the Lodi kingdom. It took place in North India and marked the beginning of the Mughal Empire and the end of the Delhi Sultanate. Okay. Next topic is Next question is in which ancient language were the Jataka stories written? Pali, Prakrit, Sanskrit, Tamil. The correct answer is Pali. Explanation is the Jataka tales are a voluminous body of literature native to India concerning the previous births of Gautam Buddha in both human and animal form. The future Buddha may appear as a king, an outcast, a god, an elephant, but in whatever form he exhibits some virtue that the tale thereby inculcates. Often, Jataka tales include an extensive cast of characters who interact and get into various kinds of trouble, whereupon the Buddha character intervenes to resolve all the problems and bring about a happy ending. In Theravada Buddhism, the Jatakas are a textual division of the Pali canon included in the Kundaka Nikaya of the Sutta Pitaka. Next question is consider the following statements. Buddha original name was Siddhartha. Buddha was against the practice of sacrifice and rituals. Eightfold path was put forth by him. Buddha advocated ideal worship. So the correct answer is 1, 2 and 3 statements are correct, whereas fourth statement is false. Next question is Mahavira was born at Vaishali, Patliputra, Bihar, Gaya. The correct answer is Vaishali. Okay, and the explanation given is Mahavir was also known as Vardhaman was the 24th Tirthankar who revived Jainism. He expounded the spiritual, philosophical and ethical teachings of the previous Tirthankar from the remote pre-Vedic era. In the Jain tradition, it is believed that Mahavir was born in the early part of the 6th century BC into a royal Kshatriya Jain family in present-day Bihar, India. He abandoned all worldly possessions at the age of 30 and left home in pursuit of spiritual awakening, becoming an ascetic. Mahavir practiced intense meditation and severe austerities for 12 years, after which he is believed to have attained Keval Gyan. He preached for 30 years and is believed by Jains to have attained moksha in the 6th century BC, although the year varied by sect. Next question is the name by which Ashoka is generally referred to in his inscription is Chakravartin, Dharmadev, Dharmakirti, Priyadarshi. The correct answer is Priyadarshi. Explanation is Priyadasi, also Piyadasi or Priyadarshi, was an honorific epithet used by the Indian Emperor Ashoka in his inscriptions. Next question is the third round table conference was held in London from 17 November to 24 December 1932, 17 November to 24 December 1933, 17 November to 24 December 1934, 17 November to 24 December 1935, and the correct answer is 17 November to 24 December 1932. Explanation is Third Round Table Conference was last among the three such conferences organized between 1930 and 1932 by British government towards constitutional reforms in India. These conferences were conducted as per 1930 report of Simon Commission. Next question is Lal Bahadur Shastri became Prime Minister after the death of, and the correct answer is Jawaharlal Nehru. Next question is the Dandi March of Gandhi from Sabarmati Ashram took place on 12th March 1930, 12th March 1931, 12th March 1932, 12th March 1933. The correct answer is 12th March 1932. The explanation is the Salt March, also known as the Salt Satyagraha, Dandi March, and the Dandi Satyagraha, was an act of non-violent civil disobedience in colonial India led by Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. The 24-day march lasted from 12th March 1930 to 6th April 1930 as a direct action campaign of tax resistance and non-violent protest against the British salt monopoly. Mahatma Gandhi started this march with 78 of his trusted volunteers, walking 10 miles a day for 24 days. The march spanned over 240 miles to Dandi, which was called Navsari at that time. Now it is in the state of Gujarat. Growing numbers of Indians joined them along the way. When Gandhi broke the salt laws at 6:30 a.m. on 6th April 1930, it sparked large-scale acts of civil disobedience against the British Raj salt laws by millions of Indians. Next question is Tirupuru Kumaran was a representative of Arcot Nawab, representative of Tipu Sultan, freedom fighter of Tamil Nadu, member of Legislative Assembly. The correct answer is freedom of fighter of Tamil Nadu. Explanation is Kumaran, also known as Tirupur Kumaran, was an Indian revolutionary who participated in the Indian independence movement. Kumaran was born in Chinnamalai in Madras Presidency, British India from Sengunthar Mudalar community. He founded Deshbandhu Youth Association and led protests against the British. Next question is Pitt's India Act provided for a board of control of 6 privy councillor, 8 privy councillor, 10 privy councillor, 15 privy councillor. The correct answer is 6 privy councillor. Next question is The Simon Commission was appointed in November 1927, November 1928, November 1929, November 1930. The correct answer is November 1927. Next question is, which is called the Queen of Hill Station? Shimla, Kodaikanal, Kashmir, Ottakamoon or Mussoorie? The correct answer is Ottakamoon or Mussoorie. Explanation is, in North India. In North India, which place is famous? It is Mussoorie. Popularly known as the Queen of Hills, this charming hill station, 34 kilometers from Dehradun, is situated at an altitude of 2003 meters, that is 6,500 feet, in the Garhwal Hills above sea level. Mussoorie is one of the best beautiful hill stations in India and the most frequently visited. In South India, this refers to Ooty, which is also known as Ottakamoon or Nilgiri Hills. Next question is, Simon Commission visited Lahore on 30th October 1928, 20th November 1928, 20th December 1928, 20th July 1928. The correct answer is 30th October 1928. The explanation is, on 30th October 1928, the commission arrived in Lahore where it was met by protesters waving black flags. The protest was led by the Indian nationalist Lala Lajpat Rai, who had moved a resolution against the commission in the Legislative Assembly of Punjab in Feb 1928. In order to make way for the commission, the local police force began beating protesters. Lala Lajpat Rai was critically injured and died a fortnight later. This is, sorry by mistake, this is A, not S. This one. 1 minute. A. Okay. Next question is, which one of the following is correctly matched? 1905 Pune Pact, 1135 Second Round Table Conference, 1947 India's Independence Act, 1950 Simon Commission, and the correct answer is 1947 India's Independence Act. Explanation is, the 1947 Indian Independence Act is an act of the Parliament of the United Kingdom that partitioned British India into the two new independent dominions of India and Pakistan. The act received the royal assent on 18 July 1947, and thus India and Pakistan, comprising West and East regions, came into being on 15th August. Next question is, Ramsay MacDonald gave his famous communal award on 16th August 1932, 16th August 1935, 16th August 1937, 16th August 1947, and the correct answer is 16th August 1932. Explanation: James Ramsay MacDonald, FRS, was a Scottish statesman who was the first Labour Party politician to become Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, leading minority Labour governments for 9 months in 19. Next question is, in which year the Congress had declared Swaraj or self-government as its final goal? 1905, 1928, 1942, 1906. The correct answer is 1906. Next question is, consider the following: Criminal Law Act 1907, the Explosive Substances Act 1908, the Newspaper Act 1920, the Indian Press Act 1947. Of these statements, the correct statements are Criminal Law Act 1907 and Explosive Substances Act 1908. That is, option B is the correct answer. Next question is, in which year The Delhi Durbar cancelled the partition of Bengal. 1909, 1910, 1911, 1914, and the correct answer is 1911. So guys, आज का मेरा वीडियो बेसिकली हिस्ट्री यूजीसी नेट एग्ज़ाम में जो मल्टीपल चॉइस क्वेश्चंस आते हैं उससे ही रिलेटेड था, उसी पे बेस था। और अगर आपको मेरा ये वीडियो पसंद आया है देन प्लीज़ लाइक माय चैनल, सब्सक्राइब माय चैनल एंड शेयर माय चैनल। और जो बेल आइकन है उस पर आप लोग क्लिक कर दीजिए ताकि जब भी मैं कोई वीडियो डालूं तो आप तक नोटिफिकेशन जल्दी से जल्दी पहुंच जाए। नेक्स्ट वीडियो तक बाय।